he wants to.
That is true. It is Jesus' birthday today. He let us know before the cast began. We let people know the first game we casted, but just so you guys know. However, it does appear like the Bastion is not going to happen. Bastion, of course, totally viable on the stage of Nepal, just not going to be a thing. Jesus is going to be looking for the more in-your-face power of a Golden Gun Reaper. And take a look here, being very aggressive in his position, getting away from his team, going into the middle right away. And it's a low ground approach all the way here from Kingdom.
Well, one of the battles to look for will be Moffat versus Wolf. That is one of the big differences between the two. A Tracer versus a McCree going on here as the battle begins. Both Reinhardts run into each other. Moffat going down very early to Sherlocky.
Jesus able to take down Tweedy right away. 2 kills here from the side of Kingdom, trying to pull this back the other way. Strugger versus Jesus here on the point. Reaper versus Reaper action. Jesus getting a little bit more support from his team, but as it's going on, his team does get collapsed on, and it's going to be Graceful and Strugger pulling this back for the side of Splyce. And Splyce finds a way of boxing out Kingdom for first control at this point.
I will say Graceful has had a very nice evening on this roster. He has gotten a lot of kills on Zarya, a lot of cleanup kills late into fights too, so his energy's been high enough during this fights that he's able to get it going. And look at this, he's already got Graviton up. A huge ultimate advantage already for the Splyce team.
Take a look at Sugar right now. He's just sitting here on the ground floor looking to jump up. Graviton gonna send him in. Is he gonna dive in for this Death Blossom? Doesn't need to. The rest of the follow-through is there. Tweedy and Moffat coming right in. And Splyce able to make quick work of Kingdom here. Makes you wonder, did Kingdom bite off more than they could chew? Still early here, but gotta like how Splyce is looking early on here on Nepal.
Only had to use one ultimate there, and that was the Graviton. Everyone else is at full charge yet again. I really like holding the Death Blossom. I don't think Death Blossom's necessary in Gravitons anyway. Everyone's a big ball of meat, and that's where Reaper excels to begin with. So they're going to just rotate around, take this fight already with Sound Barrier in.
2 quick kills coming out here from Splyce. Jesus has a Sound Bear, had really nowhere to go. Gonna hold on to his ultimates there, and again, Splyce just doing super well. Mana sowing the fall off the edge, and what are you seeing here, Hex, from the side of Splyce where they're getting the jump on Kingdom pretty much every time?
I think it's just a product of losing that fight decisively early on, that it snowballed a little bit out of control. That might have been a bit of a junk rush, to be honest with you. If so, that was not communicated maybe to Ajax, but once it started going bad for them after the Sound Barrier, they decided to use nothing else. Now they do have a bit of an advantage in ultimates for the first time in this stage.
Here comes down boost on the Jesus. Gonna get countered a little bit by the Ryan Shield. Does get in and around, taking down Tweedy, taking down both tanks, and just like that, Kingdom has restored order for their side, but Hex, they're gonna have to hold this for the entire rest of the round, and I'm not sure their ult economy is quite where it needs to be for that.
Perhaps not, but that's a first step. You have to win that first fight, otherwise this stage would have been over anyway. You see the effect of the speed on the Reaper there. In earlier times, without that boost, he would not have been able to penetrate through the Reinhardt shield, would have been kited out of that, able to dance through it, pirouetting through the Reinhardt shield, getting a couple kills there, and they are down in ult economy now, so they need to get a lot of value out of this round.
From downtown, full copious Mana Snow with that Graviton, and sets up for 2 quick kills. One of the longer Gravitons I think I've seen all night long. And just like that, Kingdom will be holding on with minimal ult expenditure there, because Hex, look at their bank. This is looking pretty good for them pretty soon.
That's exactly what they needed. They needed to get the most value possible out of the Graviton. One of the most underrated aspects of Graviton, and this allows your team to clean up on it as well. Generally, your Reinhardt or something along those lines will just chunk through it and get his own ultimate up afterwards. Juvenile has it ready.
Graceful gonna drop the Graviton right here, looking to set his team up. Does just that. 2 kills coming in. Moffat and Sugar with the fall through. Wolf, though, trying to pull this back. His team dying all around him. It's just Ajax and Wolf versus the world. And here's the RC case here for Kingdom. In theory, Wolf could get on there and get on the point, but he's in hot pursuit by another Tracer. 92% needs to stay alive, and this is where he's going to have to touch the point here, Hex, to try and keep this moving, but it's going to be kind of rough.
Oh, beautiful. Dart takes down the
no!
On his way in. They're unable to get it. They have everything to stall out the final push. So they did bring it back from the brink right there, but a very close, kind of what we anticipated, first stage here.
Can I just note what went on there with Graceful? Rifle butting Wolf out of the way. Wolf was about to delay that at least a little bit, but Graceful said, nah, not going to happen on his watch, and there you go.
Well, that's Splyce taking the first one, but it's been extremely close. Kingdom was very good on this stage in particular early. They are going to switch Jesus onto the Roadhog, looking for those hooks, trying to use gravity to his advantage. Yeah, there's no defense for getting hooked off the edge, and we've seen him hit hook after hook on this map already. We'll see where they want to roll out to, if it is going to be a clash on the staircase, which is generally the case on this map.
And this is where we saw earlier today, this is a stronger area for Kingdom. They really did like the indoor brawls that went on. Jesus was able to land good hook after good hook. We'll see just how Splyce is able to hold up to it, if they can do a little bit better of a job than we saw from Team Liquid earlier in the day. And for now, they are winning the poke battle a little bit. And oh, come over here, says Jesus the Tweety, pulls him in, and gives Rolf a lot of room to work with here. Doesn't have to worry about Reinhardt anymore. Full room to just lay in shot after shot as Atonian now. Just dancing the dance, trying not to get picked off.
The fadeaway jump shot hook. He got knocked so far into the air, launched the hook anyway, still is able to get that. Jesus on the edge right now, but it is not him. It was a boop that goes off the other way. They do have a giant grab right now, but the sound barrier at the last second clutches it out, and it looks like Kingdom's gonna hold this point.
Kingdom holding on here, and Wolf has been having himself a game. I mean, part of it is that no one's really gone in on Wolf here. He's just been able to stay to the back, land consistent damage, and really, if there was a threat here, it's like Jesus has been drawing most of the aggro, but while people are worrying about Jesus, Wolf is just picking them to shreds, so double threat here coming out from Kingdom. That does have Splyce in a bit of a pickle.
I don't love Tracer on this stage. You saw even on the stair battle, it was 5v6 because Moffat was trying to go around to the flank, but it's too far of a flank, too noticeable of a flank that he was just not with his team. They are going to sound barrier trying to bring this back. Shrugger gets slept. The boost goes on to Moffat, who gets killed right away by Wolf, but now Twitty's trying to bring it back. Wolf continues to have himself a game, takes down both DPS. Twitty trying to bring it back. He's the only one getting kills.
Really one of the few people getting kills here. Jesus in the backline has Whole Hog, not going to get a chance to use it. Nap time here for Jesus. Will get taken down at the very end. Graceful coming in big, and now is this the opportunity that was needed to take the point? Maybe. Wolf does take it down one, and oh no dear, the point is still in control of Kingdom, even as it appears Splyce is turning it back in their favor.
They did get more kills there, but it's not playing the objective. This is the switch they absolutely needed, though. Moffat did take down Wolf as he came back up on McCree, understanding that the Tracer is not going to work against this composition. Not when Wolf is playing as good of a McCree as he is, and when they're still running a Roadhog as well. Two pretty hard counters to a Tracer, so he makes the appropriate switch. It pays off for them immediately.
Take a look here at Shrugger right now, holding on to Death Blossom in the corner. We've seen Reapers do this so many times. Nano boost in, Shrugger diving to the backline, ends up getting slumped right away, ends up getting charged towards the very end, so we haven't seen teams handle the nano boosted Reapers so much better with Anas of their own. Still did quite a bit of damage there and kept Kingdom a bit back, but Kingdom with some outs there. Earthshatter coming in from Juvenile, going for the charge towards the very end, brings Shrugger on a ride, takes him down, and oh my goodness, gonna get worse before it gets better. Nano boost is in, Juvenile swings the hammer, going in even further, 2 kills from Juvenile, and what a run from him to create some space, and now it's Kingdom with a great opportunity here, Hex.
They're going to flip it back over, and now it's going down to crunch time. Probably last fight for Splyce to be able to take back to this point as they're reaching 80%. Juvenile finds himself a little bit in no man's land, but Mana Snow saves him. Mana Snow not necessarily showing up in kill feed as much, but his allied shields have been clutch in saving lives.
Graviton does come in here from Splyce. The follow-up is not there. Sound Parry going to stop any chance of the follow-through. Juvenile, though, once more a little bit overextended. Pays the price. Deadeye in from Moffat. Does not connect. Mana Snow with the punish. 5v5, and here comes Kingdom trying to hold on. But it's going to be the Sound Barrier in from Splyce that buys him a little bit of extra room. Tweety making it the party room right now. Picks off 2, and Splyce going to claw their way back in. But you take a look at the ults here, Hex. You got to like the chances that we're seeing here out of the side of Kingdom.
Vaudeville hook comes down and takes down Jesus off the edge there as Wolf tries to bring back this point. It is 1v3. Wolf is good, not that good as Moffat gets the better side of that duel. And I gotta say, ZP, if these first 2 stages are any indication, we're in for a long set of control maps.
Absolutely, and control maps is all we have here in the series, so take a look at the ults here. This is going to be pretty much everything here for Kingdom. A do or die situation. They lose this fight, they most certainly lose the round. And Jesus right now might be the recipient of this nano boost. And no, he's not. Sherlock, he goes for the nano on a different target. Wolf and Juvenile, though, gonna pick up 2. It's Juvenile just running around there with the nano, takes down 2. And as a result, Kingdom in the driver's seat, about to take this round, barring a miracle from the side of Splyce. And that miracle, Hex, doesn't seem to be appearing.
Juvenile plays such an aggressive Reinhardt, it's super fun to watch, and I think when you have an aggressive Reinhardt like that and they make mistakes, people are very quick to call them out, but oftentimes that's how your team wants to play with your Reinhardt. They understand the chaos that he's going to cause, and they have people in position to clean up that chaos. They have Man of Snow in there to save Juvenile from those deep dives that perhaps don't land exactly where he wants them to land. They've got Jesus hooking people who are about to kill Juvenile, so when you're going to play that style, it's not a Reinhardt-specific style that he's just doing on his own. His team knows what he's doing and is in position to capitalize on it. It's worked for them all throughout the evening.
All right, so 1-1. Remember, every control map here is best out of 5, so buckle in right now. Could be a very long last set to finish things out. Wouldn't have it any other way. Would be very fitting for the course of the night, but take a look here at Kingdom. Juvenile again lead the way once more here on this Reinhardt. No Roadhog in sight. Jesus taking the brute force approach with this Reaper to start things out.
They're going to need it. They're running into 3 tanks as Moffat did switch off of the McCree back onto a Roadhog now.
2 quick kills coming out here from the side of Kingdom, so it's Wolf and Man of Snow striking first blood, and with no Shrugger up, gonna be really hard for Moffat to do much of anything here. Getting taken down by these 2 DPS of Kingdom. And Jesus digs a little bit too deep, runs into a very bad Graceful as Graceful turns the tables. Will die in turn, but helps stagger, I guess, a little bit in some form or fashion.
The problem with Moffat running the Roadhog here isn't that Moffat's a bad Roadhog, it's that you do need an answer to Wolf, and Moffat's McCree was a great answer to Wolf on the last stage. Wolf has run wild on this stage in particular this evening, and if Moffat doesn't start hitting hooks or find some way to answer him, they're going to be in trouble.
Here comes Shrugger, nano boost on the way, hasn't gotten too much on it just yet. Still looking for the right target and ends up in a full-on nap time towards the end. Well, that's going on. Juvenile did have nano boost, didn't get too much done. 5v5 here on the point. Wolf on the back line under a little bit of duress, is going to get healed up by Lucio. Sound Bearer is in, and here comes Kingdom trying to retake this, or rather maintain control of it, taking down Moffat, and it's bloody, but definitely more in Kingdom's favor.
Graviton's going to come in to try to secure this fight as even Ajax now gets 2 kills in the kill feed. They're going to use a sound barrier to try to claw their way back into it, and that's just what they do as 3D and Shrugger combined for 3. Jesus comes in with the late Death Blossom, perhaps ill-advised Death Blossom, as that is going to be Splyce taking the point for the first time.
And really, it was Graceful getting the Graviton up mid-fight that really was able to swing that in favor of Splyce. But now for Splyce, they still have their backs against the wall. If they lose the next fight, they're basically be down to a push and a half that's really left. So they really need to ration their ult economy here, not use everything all in one go. For them, I think if they just used Nano Boost in the Death Blossom here, it'd be great. But they've already used the whole hog. They used the Earth Shatter as well. They're rolling in. But it looks like they're going to save at least that 1-2 punch combo between Reaper and Ana. So pretty good use of ult economy there. They did need that. It makes more sense to do it the other way, but hey, Tweety saw an opportunity.
Yeah, it makes more sense to do it the other way, mostly because of how Ana's ult charges. But, you know, Reinhardt's ult actually charges pretty significantly quick, especially if you're actually not going to boost the Reaper and you're going to boost your Rein instead. At the end of a boosted Rein session, you should have an Earth Shatter back up again. Tweety hit a Fire Strike already at 30%, so here comes the boosted Reaper then.
Oh, Shrugger, make it look easy, just sweeps the table. 4 kills coming out from Splyce. Say goodnight, but now they've used quite a bit of their ult reserves, and you take a look what's coming in from the offense here, Hex. What do you think? Because it's looking pretty good.
Well, they have to find something to bring this back. I just wonder what the target is going to be for the Ana ultimate. I think it's always good to put it on Juvenile. He's shown up time and again that he can get some done, but if you want to go the other route, Jesus is about 2 shots away from getting his ultimate up as well. We've seen boosted Reapers just kind of define the meta for the last month and a half or so. No reason to steer away from it now.
Well, right now it does look like he's going in for Jesus. Jesus will be the recipient. Moving in. Already 2 members are down, and it is full-on sleep time here for Jesus. Not going to get what he wants at all. What a beautiful sleep dart coming out from Aidtonian. He might fall, but his legacy lives on. And now in overtime, Splyce looking like they're going to be taking this round. great defensive play coming out there, and just MVP stuff from Adetonian.
Yeah, name we haven't called a ton tonight, but that is somewhat the nature of support. He has been playing phenomenally on his Ana, getting damage done, getting support going in. Actually, when I mentioned, you know, how good that some of the Reinhardts have been playing tonight, that is kind of a backhanded how good the Anas are playing tonight, because the reason these guys are diving in, playing as aggressive they are, is because the healing has been on point, and Ana can output a ton of healing. Wolf had that lead switch on the Tracer. He got a couple kills, but I think he's going to stick with it now.
Should be interesting. I feel like Tracer has been a little bit underplayed tonight when looking at control maps. And given that especially there was a period where we saw Tracer nonstop, but it might just be the nature of the team comps that both teams are comfortable playing. Either way, 1-2 punch combo here coming out from Kingdom will be that Reaper Tracer setup. Sherlocky, every nano boost, probably going to be heading more the way of Jesus, but so things work out here. Both teams fighting over the high ground. Kingdom not being cute this time and going for low ground. They actually want to challenge it. And for now, it's working out. Adetonian really close to death right now. Has to go to Reinhardt for cover as both teams slugfest here on both sides.
Yeah, very back and forth, but Moffat is on the cleanup. A lot of this is thanks to a very early grenade that Adetonian hit before he took all of that damage. Moffat on a 4K now, but Adetonian hit a huge fire grenade. There was no healing down. Everyone took too much damage, had to retreat through that door, and Moffat on the cleanup with those long-range Roadhog hits. They're going to take this first point rather easily. This is map point for Splyce, and winning the first fight always bodes well. They also know exactly where Kingdom is right now with Wolf. Oh, you can't die like that.
Absolutely not. Moffat, he really made that fight his own. Sort of came out of nowhere. One hook led into another, which led into another. And now Splyce in great position here to win this map. Up 2 rounds to 1 with the lead in this 4th round. And Moffat right now just looking to feast. Has hook at the ready. Goes for the hook over the shield. Doesn't quite get it. Look at this coming up from Splyce. They're just collapsing in and on, not giving any breathing room whatsoever here, the Kingdom. It's going to be 3 kills here from the side of Splyce and probably another hold.
Very likely, and they only had to use an Earth Shatter to do it, so they give up 6%, but they wanted to make sure they're chasing down those kills. And Graceful, yet again, his cleanup crew, Zarya, has been amazing. He got another 3 kills late there. Gonna have Grab up yet again. This is probably the best chance right now, as far as even ultimates go, that Kingdom has had so far. But they're coming in this odd angle. I don't love it.
Graviton comes in from Graceful, grabs pretty much everyone here. Fall through, not there immediately. Sugar though takes down Sherlocky, and it's still going to be Kingdom backed into a corner, literally. Jesus learning how to fly with the aid of Moffat. Probably not what he was looking for. And just like that, what we're seeing here is Splyce doing super well right now. Maintain control. One more team fight. And if they win it, Hex, very likely to be winning this map.
Pure with a beautiful sound barrier, and that kept his team alive through the Graviton. They did send someone onto the point. That is Wolf just trying to pull them out of position. You never want to respond to that wholly as a team. The hook comes in really early on Jesus, goes down. Another huge Earth Shatter as well.
Sugar right now sped up from that nano boost, looking around for prey. Can't really find it because the rest of his team has done so well. Does finally pick up the Reinhardt towards the very end, holding on to his Death Blossom, 95% X, and Splyce so close to their goal and taking map number 1 in Kingdom. Looking a bit rough towards the end, actually looking more winded than anything else.
A little bit, yeah. I think some of the decision making on choosing to try to re-engage through that top corner. You see a lot of teams fight there when you're first rolling out, but that's because you can get through the door already and then fight out in the open. And they've came through this point several times, and it's not worked out for them at all.
Though I do have to say, Splyce playing a good Kingdom Hill game overall. And Twitty has had a big impact on Tank, and Adetonian has been playing quite well for them. So their European players are definitely stepping up, and it continues a trend. Add some Euros, get rid of your Americans, and you probably play better.
Oh, here we go again. Let's not go down this road once more. I like looking at it as a case where both teams have a mix because neither teams aren't afraid to mix rosters. It's a free world. People can move back and forth. And a lot of the teams you mentioned still have very important NA players here, Slasher. So
it's a global economy, man. Adjusted
exactly.
For sure.
Alrighty, so right now we're going to be moving right along to the next map, which will be either Ilios or Lijiang. I would love to see some Ilios, but we're not going to see that unless Kingdom comes back and wins Lijiang, because that is where they're bringing us next.
It's 1 year later. There are still no clouds on Ilios. I'm waiting.
Clouds on Ilios. Wait, why do you want clouds on Ilios? Those are the things that...
Slasher hates the sun.
I hate the sun.
My goodness.
Gibraltar sun, Ilios sun. It's going to rain someday. And then I will be able to see again.
And now, heading into the spring update of Overwatch, cloudy Gibraltar!
Actually, that would be cool. Kind of would like to see that. The reskin they did on Hollywood for Halloween was awesome.
I did like that reskin a lot. Spooky, scary skeletons. Alrighty, so waiting for both teams. It looks like we are ready. Heading into Lijiang Tower. There's going to be match point here for Splyce. Splyce, if they won this, I believe they would end up 3-0 in their group. Kingdom would end up 2-1. Those would be our top 2 seeds. So either way, I believe both of these teams are assured of opening up into the upper bracket tomorrow. But question is, who's going to get that all-important number 1 seed coming out of Group B? Should find out here in just a moment.
One of the changes to PTR is that now on low settings, the flowers come back on some maps. So some of the things that were taken away, especially in Hollywood, on low settings are now back.
Oh yeah, because there was definitely cases where I remember on stream it looked like someone just would hit a ridiculous blind shot and then it's just like, wait, actually they could see everything all along. That's actually a good change that they sort of rein that in a little bit, because it's one of those things where as a developer, I understand that FPS gamers tend to put everything to low no matter what for a variety of reasons, but you don't really want to encourage that as a competitive advantage.
Well, no McCree to speak of on either side for the most part. We've seen McCree's do some decent work tonight, but Wolf is going to take up the Reaper mantle and both Jesus and Moffat on Roadhog, so playing pretty tank heavy on both sides.
Not too surprising here, but it will be a tale of 2 Roadhogs between Moffat and Jesus, and I gotta say, from what I've seen so far, Moffat has been a little bit above with his hog play here. I think he's a little bit more comfortable on the hero. Not that Jesus is any slouch by any means, but Moffat, I mean, you look at the huge 4K he had to start out one of the maps last time, worked out well, and here comes Splyce once more. Shrugger rushing down Jesus, taking him out. Wolf with the counterplay, 5v5 on both teams, but poke game going a little bit in favor of Splyce, but it's very close as Wolf right now is bringing it back almost single-handedly, rolling to the back line, sets up Mana Snow for that pickoff, and just like that, things changing back around in a hurry. Wolf almost getting booped off the edge, not quite enough, as Pure gonna hit the dirt, and Kingdom bringing it back here for first capture.
Wolf got 4 kills there, and he got the 2 opening kills, which were so important, then took down another tank, so using Reaper to his full advantage. They're gonna hold out first. Pretty out no man's land, just in trouble. That Reaper has to think twice about even going near there. They're holding very aggressively, happy to take the poke, happy to take the damage, and that has equated to a pretty decent ult advantage right now for Kingdom.
Kingdom definitely looking good here, and you take a look at Wolf, he is going to have that Death Blossom for the next fight, and this is where, take a look at the corner he's in, this is where Reapers like hanging out. They want to hang here in the corner, and then they don't have to walk too much past the Reinhardt to do terrible damage to the other team. Sherlocky can nano boost him. And what's it going to be? A nano boost comes in, and here comes Wolf, sprints right to the back, picks up an immediate 2. Hook comes in a little bit late from Moffat, and as a result, Wolf going to pick up 3 kills and a very decisive team wipe here at Splyce's expense.
They force him into using a couple ults, but that is, again, a combination that you're not feeling terrible about, because towards the end of it, Wolf, after he Death Blossoms, does enough damage that he's already at 33%, a third of the way there. Sherlocky, if his team ever takes damage, should be able to build up his Ana ultimate rather quickly as well. So still a little bit in the lead, but probably not for long.
Alright, so at 62% is going to be Splyce here on the hot seat, needing to do something to turn this back. Graviton Surge comes in here from the defense of Kingdom. Gonna take Moffat on a ride. Still though, 5v5, not the worst response coming out here from Splyce, but they are starting to bleed people. They're down both of their major DPS, and when that happens, it's so difficult to actually bring it back, as Graceful and Splyce going to be trying to make a graceful exit. Doesn't want to be in that fight any longer.
Well, last push coming in here for Splyce, and this has been a dominant performance on this stage from Kingdom. Looking very good right now. Graceful is going to have to hit a Graviton of his life, get some follow from Tweety. The tank play has to be is on point right now to win this fight.
Wolf right now able to dive deep, taking down Shrugger, and this might be Splyce's best opportunity here so far. 3-1 in their favor right now, moving forward. They had to expend pretty much every bit of ultimate power to take this. And now the question is, will they be able to hold it?
Take ults with you, and they absolutely had to win that fight at 99%. Graceful with the chase is going to take Ajax pretty late there. It was a nice Earth Shatter from Tweety. Tweety and Graceful have been playing really nice for this Splyce team, opening up space for their DPS, so they can't lose another fight, and that's going to be difficult as they do have Sherlocky and Wolf about to hit their combinated ults momentarily.
I feel like the person to watch here is Adetonian. Adetonian, the goal for him is going to be, he knows that the nano combo is happening between Sherlock and Wolf. Can he hit the Sleep Dart? Will he save Sleep Dart for that moment? Because here we go. Wolf should be on the way right now. The nano boost has been used, but nothing actually comes in time, and Adetonian doesn't even have to land that clutch Sleep Dart here. One to watch Adetonian's point of view because he has been pretty on point with that. Here comes the offense, though, coming once more. Jesus making all sorts of room with that hold on. Doesn't quite get the kills he's looking for, and Splyce steadfastly staying in. Late Graviton coming in. Sleep Dart will be missing from Adetonian, but it's Graceful moving in. Full charge Zarya, able to keep Splyce in this fight.
They saved their sound barrier till late, till they absolutely had to come in and fight. It is just Wolf boosted on point. We can see that will do a lot. He takes down Graceful there, and they're trying to bring it back. They are scrapping it out as Kingdom.
It's Wolf with that nano boost. Another Death Blossom coming in from Sugar, but it's a little bit too little, too late. Point is going to be recaptured here by Kingdom. And now, will this be able to be kept in overtime? It will not. Kingdom striking first here on Lijiang.
They looked much more comfortable there.
1-0.
Well, if you're a fan of Ilios and Overwatch, bonus Overwatch, should be a fan of Kingdom right now. If they can pull it back, we will be going to a decider on Ilios, cloudless or not. That would be the third map in this pool.
So you get to watch Kingdom here, hanging out, and for them, that was a good start, but open maps have been somewhat of their bane over the course of the night. We'll see if they're able to hold on to things here. Moffat, of course, gonna stick here on the Roadhog. Rain, Sleet, or Shine. We'll be looking for those hooks into the moat and other areas here on the stage. Can be pretty effective.
Yeah, Roadhog great on this map, able to pull people onto the cliff, especially once you have control. He gets just to hang out. Sherlock, he took so much damage there early on. He's going to have to retreat, but as Ana, he's able to still provide health for his team as he gets back into the fight now. He was moments away from death.
Was moments away from death here. Moffat right now moving in, goes for the hook. Not going to connect here just yet, and that could be a big deal. He's going to have to back up a bit, take a breather. But while this is going on, you're seeing from the side Kingdom, they're starting to take control. Their tanks getting the 2 kills. Jesus and Jesus and Juvenile moving in. The Earth Shatter lands, knocks down 2. And this is going to be a full reset here from Splyce. I know this fight is done.
It's that very aggressive play from Juvenile again, started off that fight with a nice kill onto Shrugger, and taking Shrugger down means that the tanks can operate a little bit out more in space without their main threat to worry about, and we're going to see some boosts coming in now. Splyce a little bit behind in ultimate advantage here, but mostly behind in positioning. However, that gets changed with a hook that brings Jesus over the edge and a cleanup from Shrugger.
Oh, the Graviton is in. It knocks Shrugger off the side. Not Adetonian too. Can he get back up? No, he can't. Oh my goodness. The Graviton from Mana Snow sweeping the enemy team and putting Kingdom back on top, even after Jesus got picked off very early into that fight.
Yeah, that was a filthy grab, able to take Shrugger down, as I believe he might have been on his way in with a boost too. So negating some ultimates. A hook comes in onto Mana Snow, but he's just going to hang out and try to burn down Moffat, able to get out if he needs to. Slow on the rotation as part of the team was not coming around through Pack Room, but it looks like we're going to have a bit of a Braveheart moment as these teams are going to face off in this hallway.
Braveheart moment, such a good term, and here comes Mana Snow, another Graviton up, gonna pull in 2 right away, takes down Pure as a result. Jesus was there at the fall through, and Kingdom able to bring this back once more. A little bit of style, just punching Ana right in the face towards the end. So Kingdom, despite their troubles on Nepal, coming back very, very strong here in Lijiang. Almost looking like a different team.
He looked like a whole different team. I'm trying to figure it out why. I think Juvenile was just maybe a little tired on that first map because his play has been back to what we expected as well. Just very aggressive. The team has woken up. They're playing around him. Jesus has also played a little bit better on his Roadhog, whereas Moffat got just a much better off the first map.
Wolf right now holding on to that Death Blossom, looking to just pierce the backline once more. Death Blossom coming out, gets absolutely nothing for it. Trugger there with the immediate punish. Took enough damage that Mana Snow finishes him off, and again, Splyce getting pushed back, but they cannot retreat here. Hexus is do or die. They have to find the miracle. Grace, give you a nano-boosted Zarya. I respect the hustle, but not necessarily the hero you want to put nano boost on. It is pure desperation here from Splyce. However, he's done enough to get the Graviton. Graviton can pull Jesus into the back, and Splyce trying to just look for that miracle.
Well, they're buying a little bit of time, but here is going to Shrugger coming in, trying to clean it up, but some ults are coming out. Jesus was able to get back into this fight. That's how long it lasted. Man of Snow getting that Graviton was huge because we've seen on this stage particular that sometimes Gravitons aren't used to win fights, engage from fights, or disengage. They're used to buy some time as you just Graviton them, then hide around a corner, allow his team to get in and reinforce. That is going to be Kingdom taking it 2-0 on this map, and this is a stage that Kingdom is very comfortable on.
Kingdom cannot ask for a better stage. Of course, it's not even RNG at this point. It's just the stage we haven't played yet, but they were very strong on this point last time we saw them. Although I do like one thing that we're seeing coming out here from Splyce.
Yep.
They got away from a little bit in their series earlier, but they are coming out here with the Genji. And Shrugger, of course, had that beastly reflect onto Rafa's Graviton earlier in the day. Curious to see what Shrugger does with the Genji here. Maybe just something to unsettle Kingdom, if nothing else.
Well, at this point, they know that running mirror compositions has not worked out, and it's not even really been that close on the last two stages. What they excel at was running these double flankers, which is something that a lot of teams are not prepared for necessarily, but Moffat and Shrugger are going to be looking to get in the back lines and get some work done on these supports.
Shrugger right now just hanging around, looking for his opportunity, whatever it might be.
Well, first pick on Fiora is tough. You don't want to lose your Lucio first. That is a major source of healing. Now Ana really is going to have to carry. Oh, they're not running it, Ana. Here comes the Zenyatta. First time tonight.
All right, Shrugger right now getting to the backline, able to take one. And what you're seeing here is that Splyce slowly grinding this out. Shrugger was enough of a distraction to the backline. Graceful picking up hook after hook, and Splyce, they should be able to push through here, take first control, and that's always a little bit rough to break through, especially now that Shrugger was able to build up the Dragon Blade and didn't have to use it.
Yeah, they're just playing to their strengths, I think, and they need an answer to tanks because they know they're still going to be running into tanks, so they run Additonian on this Zenyatta, and it's also going to help the flankers in there. They're going to play very aggressive forward here, but so far it wasn't necessarily Shrugger getting all the kills on the tanks they needed, as Jesus had run wild the last couple of maps, as did Juvenile. They're going to find a different answer, and it's working out for them so far, holding so far forward.
Going very far forward right now. You take a look, Shrugger. Shrugger gonna get knocked down by the Earth Shatter. Juvenile takes him on a stylish ride. Oh my
Juvenile's
goodness.
now caught out himself. He's gonna get pinned by Twitty, but they're gonna try to come in with Wolf. They do boost him as well. Wolf is gonna get everything that he wants looking forward. They do clean up a couple tanks. The remaining three should either sack or retreat, and they're gonna accidentally sack as he eats a fire strike on the way out. Already at 50% though, it is working out pretty well, and we do have Shrugger's Dragon Blade to look forward to.
Dragon Blade is going to be on the menu here for Shrugger, but I mean, it's good in Kingdom to at least pull that back just a bit. Now let's take a look here at Shrugger. Shrugger holding on to that Dragon Blade.
He got Graceful on him on a flank. He does get the hook in on Juvenile, but Jesus takes down Mop. Trade out immediately. They're going to be fighting into a sound barrier here, but here comes the Transcend a little bit late and a little bit confused. Uzi's going to save.
Very back and forth here between both teams. It's going to be Jesus here for Kingdom coming in on the flank. Has hook up once more. Doesn't even need it. Wolf being the meat of that attack on the Death Blossom. And Hex, what are we seeing different at Kingdom in Lijiang overall compared to Nepal? Is it just familiar at the map, or just do you think they just woke up a little bit?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. They did look very good on this map earlier, but it is kind of waking up a little bit. They were getting back to the style of play which served them so well in letting their tanks be super aggressive. They're not letting fights ever come to them. They're just bringing the fight to them, and then we're going to allow the chaos to ensue, and they understand that they thrive in a chaotic situation.
All right, we'll take a look. Jesus right now is holding on to the Whole Hog. Graviton gonna come in. I think they want to step Jesus here. Here comes the Whole Hog right inside Graviton, turning into a cleaving machine. 2 kills in from Mana Snow. Gotta like what you're seeing here from Kingdom, able to make that opportunity and go forward. Now 73%. It's going to be the final fight here coming out from Splyce. Splyce backs against the wall, on the verge of being taken out here in Lijiang 3-0. They need a hero play now, and with Dragon Blade up, Hex, Gotta think Shrugger's gonna be that guy.
Splyce has been late on their last 3 ultimates. It's been really tough. They missed 3. Moffat goes down very early. Here's going to come Transcend and Dragon Blade. Can they get it done? Can he keep up with Shrugger so he can allow him to stay healed through these picks? Shrugger gets 1. It's not going to be enough.
Shrugger gets 2 right away, moving in. Hasn't quite done what he's looking for there. Ends up getting taken out right away by Kingdom. Kingdom maintaining control of this point right now. Just about everyone alive. Sherlock again, top off Roadhog there towards the very end. So there you have it. It's going to be Kingdom fighting right back, getting the better of Splyce here on Lijiang. Splyce, of course, not going quite into that good night, but it is all but over right now.
Now D.Va gets desuited, Graceful gets hooked and finished up. It buys Shrugger some time to get on the point here. He's doing his best Genji acrobatics, not going to be enough, and there were a couple times Splyce could have got back into that fight, but they burned a sound barrier kind of late, and the Earth Shatter came down when it was 1v4. It looked like the Transcend was not exactly on point and was a little confused, didn't know how to keep up with, so a little bit disorganized from Splyce, probably cost him.
It definitely feels like they were very, how's saying this, more discoordinated than they really would rather have. Sorry, it's been like 8 hours. I'm losing my ability to use the English language, but still, definitely not the most clean game coming out from Splyce, especially compared to what they were doing on Nepal, where seemingly they had their act together much more cleanly. I
just want you to look at some of the levels of these players, though. We've got 400s, 400s, 300s all the way around, which is kind of a testament to how a lot of these players have gotten onto teams and are into the scene. They ground it out on the ladder, a lot of them, and they put in so many hours to get better, and that's why you're seeing a lot of these new names come up, is because they put the time and the work in.
So, you know what this means, Hex, and Rod, if you're still there. We're heading to Ilios. It's happening.
It is happening.
Get to the happening bunker. Been a lot of getting to the happening bunker recently.
Do you need to put on sunglasses before we load into the map?
And if Roadhog had been used this much, I definitely foresee those comps to come out now.
There is the Pit of Death that Roadhog can be very good on in Ilios. So, yeah, it's first time of the night we're seeing Ilios. Both teams appear to be ready. Let's jump right in it. No time like the present.
This is Overwatch.
I like Ilios. We casted for probably 8 months before we saw Ilios played.
It's true. We went a really long time without seeing Ilios.
No.
What?
What's the pause button? I think
Control Shift minus. There you go.
But if it's Shift, isn't it plus?
Or it might be Control Shift equals. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not the one with the power here, so like,
plus and equals. Hey, I got it. All right.
What I want is kind of irrelevant here. Let's just be real. All right, so Kingdom versus Splyce, 1-1.
Very close games across the board tonight. Teams seem pretty even for the ones that are competing. And
teams have been getting much closer. It's definitely been a thing. Also being a thing, by the way, this is just random here, and I'm going to completely embarrass myself because I'm out of practice again after starting the end of practice. And this is kind of on a whim and all the rest, but guys, I might actually stream tonight. And I'm pretty sure I ranked Decade all the way to 3,000.
Okay.
Did I? Yes, I did rank Decay. Why? I was at BlizzCon. Blizzard cut me some slack. Oh, man. Not like this.
Are you going to be chased or solo queuing? Or do you actually want to win points?
I actually want to win points, to be honest.
Just curious.
If I'm streaming, I can't just sit there and like work on random things. I actually have to try hard, and because otherwise the stream's gonna yell at me. It's gonna be bad. So, but dude, I can't believe it decayed so. I decayed like a solid 600 points. It's actually the worst.
You're gonna get the GM by end of season 2 live.
That's the hope, because I think you have, as far as like getting top 500 goes, you have to get Grandmaster now. It's one and the same. Gotten awfully crowded up there. Awfully inflated up there.
Well, I don't think Jesus is going to run this Symmetra. It would warm my heart, but
please?
It's something you only see at about level 3,000, to be honest, is King of the Hill Symmetra.
Make South Korea proud? Not happening. Gonna be running the Roadhog.
Identical comps.
See Jesus right now rolling in, looking for the hook. Gonna get that hook. Grabs Shrugger immediately. So what a start here from Kingdom. Can't ask for anything better than that. Taking down an opposing number. And Moffett getting worked here by Jesus as well. Wolf gonna get the finisher. 2 very fast kills here from Kingdom. And that should translate into a cap.
Kingdom just seems like they woke up. They're just playing with a little more energy, hitting all their shots. I gotta say, Wolf has, if this is a tryout, he has had some good game tape. He's got to be pretty happy with how he's played on a variety of characters, to be honest.
Alrighty, so for Kingdom, you can't really ask for a better start. Ult-wise, Jesus is about to have a whole hog up. Still going to be relatively ultless, but Ajax finds himself a little bit too far up. Tweety with the punish. Earth Reinhardt into Reinhardt going in right now. Tweety, though, being more supported. Juvenile will fall, and Splyce, momentum shifting right back in their favor as they move it back in.
Moffett hits another hook again. Shrugger does take down his counterpart as well. They will bring this all the way back. And beyond that, they are going to have a bit of an ultimate advantage. It's interesting to see where teams want to hold on Ilios. One, because we don't see it a lot, but it seems to be they want to hang out by this shrine here, try to get as much poke damage in as possible. Then when the actual threats come in, they'll just back out a little bit, give up a little ground, and then hopefully flank them as they come around. A giant grab catches everything.
Alright, here we go. Whole hog on the way. Tweety holding on to that Earth Shadow right now. Doesn't like what he sees. Soundbearer comes in, though, pretty late for the side of Kingdom. So Kingdom gonna try and push in off this. They do get 2 kills, so this is a case where Splyce might be better than just back out, concede the point, but come in stronger as they are starting to build up their war chest.
I have to wonder if that was a graviton of opportunity from Graceful, as he hit a beautiful one, grabbed everyone, but it did not seem like his team was ready for the follow-up, and then they followed up like 2 seconds too late, and in Overwatch, that's absolutely too late. They got the damage in there, not enough, they grabbed 1 kill, but then they all got themselves out of position and get cleaned up in turn. However, now it has swung back. There it is going to be a lot of ults on both sides here. Shrugger coming in.
Shrugger does come right in, takes down Shalaki right away. Wolf, though, gonna counter with Death Blossom of his own, takes down 2. It is a slugfest between both. Nano Boost, though, has faded here from Wolf, as both teams still fighting for control at this point. Moffett, hook comes in, not gonna connect the way he wants. Wolf just too well supported, picks up yet another. And as a result, Kingdom will be maintaining control. And Hex, they are 1 fight away from taking this round.
1 fight away and some nice stuff to work with. They're going to have to try to burn their way through 3 tank ultimates. Sound Barrier will help in that effect. Pure has it, but that's all they have to work with. They got to go grab Earth Shedder and Whole Hog. It is not an ideal situation for Splyce.
Not in Lee's Grout time comes in pretty late here for Kingdom, but it sets up Wolf beautifully. Jesus, man of Snow getting in there. Roadhog just on the ground, executed here by Wolf. And this might be it here for Splyce. Not really possible for them to bring this back, barring a true miracle. Wolf thinks so much that he's just gonna spin in the middle of everything.
Take them with you. Might as well use that ult on nothing.
Score 1-0.
So 1-0. Kingdom showing why they do like these control maps so much. It was pretty rough for them on Nepal, but definitely coming out a bit stronger here.
Definitely something to take note of is that Nepal has seemed like the one control map you can beat them on if you are forced into a control map. But so far, and Ilios looking rather good, just playing up dominant on Lijiang Tower. So seems like they came out a little bit sluggish, and I think that's almost all there is to it. Is they started playing, they remembered how they wanted to play, and that's just the style that they go with. And these 3 tanks have come up against very little resistance. Shrugger's going to try to play this Reaper. It's really going to be key for him to do it, but honestly, Wolf has been targeting pretty strong. It's one of their first targets they go after every time, is trying to take Shrugger out of it and letting those tanks run wild.
All right, here comes Kingdom right now, working their way in and about. Jesus looking for that first hook, not recapturing the magic quite as much this time around. But it's going to be Moffett instead. He's going to be the one with the magical hook. Almost dies for it, but will survive. Getting launched right into the air by Reinhardt, the Roadhog space program, but Moffett lands the finish, moving back in, and Splyce should be able to get first capture here. Although it's actually Splyce will basically get the first capture, but not before a little bit of percentage goes the way of Kingdom.
That's what Splyce is going to need to beat Kingdom, though. Shrugger had a 5k there, and he's at 81%. He played a little bit more passively and just waited for his moments instead of going in. He had his cooldowns up at the right time so he could get out of trouble when he had to. Avoided hooks early on. Now he's in a great spot up above. Might be able to get this going. It's kind of a thing where, yep, there he is, dropping it again.
Alrighty, so 2 quick kills coming out here from the side of Splyce. Moffat not having to do too much here. A little bit of a fight here versus Jesus, but even if Jesus kills him here, so many are dead on Kingdom that shouldn't matter too much. And you take a look at the next fight. It's going to be Graviton v. Graviton. Which Graviton will reign supreme? Graceful will have a better opening here, but Man of Snow hasn't been a slouch. Has been landing long-range Gravitons all night long here, Hex.
It's just about been the follow-up for them. Can they get the follow-up on these Gravitons? As you mentioned, he's been hitting it pretty good. So both Gravs catch both Reinhardt's in it, but the follow-up is there for Splyces. They've got Moffat on the whole hog trying to chunk through everyone. They get the better part of this first engagement so far.
They do get the better part. Jesus, though, did land a nice pulse bomb on the Tweety early on, and it's going to be Kingdom now starting to pull this back. Wolf after taking down Moffat, the Sound Bear should be the clincher as Kingdom, with the freedom to roll in directly onto Splyce. They will recap the point here and have a little bit of buffer to spare.
But a very patient play there by Pure to wait for that Graviton to die, wait for the rest of his team to get in, and also give the rest of his team that sound barrier. So the better part of the sound barrier, Juvenile going wild now, though. This is extremely back and forth as the boost comes in late. Now it looks like it's going to be Kingdom flipping it back around. Or Kim retaining.
Very back and forth on both ends, no doubt about it.
Pure had to wait for a moment as 3 of his team had died and they were going to wait for reinforcements, so they kept both their supports alive in a very shrewd manner, and he waited for the opposing sound barrier to die off before popping their own. It's what brought them back into that fight, unable to finish it though. Wolf is going to try to look for a drop down. He's up and he's ready.
Not bad, old man.
Alrighty, so back and forth on both sides. Kingdom, though, trying to make the most of it right here. Shrugger, though, taking down Man of Snow really early on this fight, about to have Death Blossom up. This is going to let him roll right back in, takes down Wolf, looking for a little bit more, and it is back and forth, but Shrugger getting what he needs to get, aided by that Nano Boost. So now for Splyce, they're going to take this, and it's going to be down to the wire. Last fight attempt coming up here for Kingdom. They will have a Death Blossom of their own. Maybe they get Nano Boost in time. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, Nano Boost charges very fast, but, well, I mean, yeah, Kingdom could have it. It's definitely not going to be Splyce that has it. Shrugger's going to have to go in with just a Death Blossom here if he wants it. He gets spotted out very early as they rotate in onto the point.
Rotate in and out. And there we go, Death Blossom coming in from Shrugger towards the very end. First kill, but a counter Death Blossom in from Wolf. Gets absolutely nothing done, however. 3 kills in from Splyce. Late Graviton in from Kingdom, but what choice do they have? This is do or die for them right now, and it's looking like it's going to be die. Ajax, late Sound Bear into the fight. Not too many people getting anything from it. They're not able to stand the point, and we're all evened up 1-1 here on Ilios, the final map of the final set.
2 things there. Shrugger had a great game. That 5k really brought the momentum that they needed, and he was cleaning up the tanks in a way that he hadn't in the previous map. And also Juvenile, his aggressive nature, it is feast or famine. When you're hitting those charges and then getting the support, you're able to clean teams up. He was hitting charges on targets he wasn't necessarily aiming for, and then wasn't getting the support. So got himself out of position a lot of times. Maybe that's the architecture of the map. Some long hallways and some areas that you could accidentally charge into, but those were probably the differences there. And as you mentioned, 1-1 on this map. Shrugger's going to have to continue to have good games, but they are only running 2 tanks now on Kingdom. So a little bit of a switch up as Wolf and Jesus going to run a McCree and a Tracer, respectively. Haven't seen much Tracer from Jesus tonight.
No, not at all. And Jesus, I mean, when we first saw him, he had an excellent Tracer, so I'm actually pretty excited to see this. Obviously, he hasn't been running too much here tonight, but Kingdom pulling out all the stops as they do try and secure that #1 seed here in Group B of the Alienware Monthly Melee. So Jesus right now being a pest in the back, drawing a lot of attention to himself, and for now, it's kind of working out. The question is this going to give Wolf what he needs to move in? His Mana Snow! Oh my goodness. I think he just got hooked into the pit there, Hex, and that's never a good thing. Truly a push killer.
He certainly did. There's a lot of things that a Zarya shield can save you from. A bottomless pit of death is not one of them, and they will take this first point rather easily. This is also probably one of the hardest points on Ilios to push back into. The choke points are a little bit more difficult than the other two maps, so they're going to have a hard time coming in. They do break in. Wolf is going to have his Deadeye up, but finding no targets for it.
So Hex, what you're telling me then is that Zarya's shield should actually give you anti-gravity, but less on that. Jesus right now moving in. It is back and forth here on the point. Ajax to go for the late Sound Barons of the fight. A gamble has been made here by Kingdom, and we'll see if that gamble pays off. It's a very close fight back and forth, but if they blow Sound Barrier here and don't get this, it would not be a good thing. But Wolf coming in the clutch, lands the shots he needs to land to move things forward. As a result, Kingdom going to retake this point.
Well, she already manipulates gravity, right? That's been established in the lore, and it should be like a murky bubble. She should just float around and come right back to the top. I think that'd be an excellent buff. They're exploring a lot of things on PTR. I want to see that next match. Speaking of gravity, there is the Graviton. As Moffat comes in, tries to knock someone in, does take down Jesus very early on in this fight. Earthshatter is going to hit nothing here, but it is nothing on both sides. Juvenile is the one with the boost, though, as he swings through Tweety.
I don't even know what just happened with the hooks there. Talk about a new form of anti-gravity, but what I do know is that Kingdom, despite it being close, is holding on here for dear life. Both teams trying out shots, but it's going to be Jesus on to Pure in the back. Still at good HP. Gonna be looking to flank around here to the right side. Has Zarya in his sights, but can't really over-aggress here. A lot of ways that this go badly. Zarya is down, and now Jesus free to flank. Gonna get slapped right by Atonian. Good night, sweet prince. Atonian gonna escape just barely, but the rest of his team not quite faring anywhere near as well.
That should have been Splyce's. I thought they had it, and then they even used an Ana boost onto a Reaper, got nothing out of it, and able to hold on and delay enough to let their reinforcements come in was Kingdom. Now Kingdom on the chase. This could be a little bit dangerous, though. They have to really rethink this strategy as they're going to try to back out of it smartly enough. Jesus going to hide in the corner here, though. He's ready to get a boost and then just kind of chunk his way through it. Sherlocky's just about ready to get there.
Mana Snow with a big Graviton in towards the end. Gonna pull in 4. Lights up Reinhardt with an Earth Shatter, and here comes Juvenile rolling right in. And Kingdom right now fighting here for the win. If they take this fight, they're going to take the round. And Splyce looking a bit out of gas. It's only Atonian left. Ends up getting hammered down by Juvenile. So Hex, that should be it. And now it's gonna be Kingdom now, if they can get the last few kills on match point. But Graceful doing such a good job of delaying that it still might not be over yet.
Yeah, very smart by Graceful to kind of do a ring around the rosy. Shrugger's going to come and get the boost, going to try to clean up some of these tanks. He's still on the hunt and looking for it, and they're going to need more out of Shrugger here. He does take down Juvenile.
Comes in from Mana Snow pretty late, but there's no fall through. He had to be his own fall through. Roadhog pretty angry at this, pulls him up. Oh my goodness, how? He Mario'd him. Mario's him twice. Moffat finally takes him down, but he had no business living as long as he did. Still though, Splyce able to pull themselves out of the gutter and stay alive here, at least for 1 to 2 more fights.
Shrugger did teleport up top, was going to look for a big drop, and got spotted out by the opposing Reaper. Also going in and a drop in there, not necessarily the smartest thing. You want your Reaper to do consistent damage in this situation. Going for something huge and getting picked early is a way to lose this round.
So 70% right now. Shrugger holding on to that Death Blossom. Doesn't have a Nano Boost for it just yet. Atonian just built it up. So here we go. Shrugger looking to put the hammer in this game, but it's getting Juvenile the hammer instead. Bringing Shrugger to the side. It's a late Death Blossom, and he gets nothing. Good day. You lose, sir.
They will bust in their own Reaper who is boosted. That is Jesus on the cleanup. And as I mentioned at the end of the last round, it has really been a battle between Juvenile and Shrugger. When Shrugger has killed him early on, those are fights that they win. When Juvenile is on his game, which he was on this stage, it is a different Kingdom team. He was hitting charges, crushing it, got 3Ks in several different fights, and that there was it in a microcosm. Shrugger had everything he needed to win that fight, but Juvenile just a step above, knowing that he was going to have to save that Earthshatter, probably knowing what they're going to push into, completely negated 2 ultimates with 1, able to bring that fight back. Now Kingdom on the verge of winning Ilios and winning the set.
And for Kingdom, they're a team where, again, I feel like people haven't really given them enough credit. I mean, we've been giving them plenty of credit, but overall, it's sort of, you know, a new team arrives on the scene. You want to give them some time to regroup, get into it, and all the rest. But Kingdom definitely showing up strong. It's been exciting to watch. And now Splyce, credit where credit is due. The new Splyce team definitely is revamped and is having better results than we're used to seeing from Splyce. So all across the board, teams definitely leveling up their play in North America.
A lot of new teams, rosters, and players to be excited about.
So Wolf right now getting poked down a little bit, looking for his opportunity. Just getting a look to punish the Reinhardt here. Not quite in position to do that just yet. And it's so important here for both of these Reapers not to get picked off, to just go back and forth. And oh, the Reinhardt charge comes in. Shrugger just barely able to get away in the end. But Tweedy will be first to fall as Kingdom now gonna get first cap and slowly muscle out this team of Splyce.
You have to start wondering when the strategy used against Liquid starts being employed against this Kingdom team, because it has been Juvenile as the catalyst to the fights that they win. And yet again there, you got the charge and he got hooked out of it, but then you know Hook is down and then you can actually clean it up. And they've just been supporting him so well on it that maybe at some point you just say, let's take out Juvenile first and let's worry about everything after. What is this Roadhog position? Jesus.
It's a little bit interesting. Jesus, Abel on the top, brings Pure up, takes him down. Yeah, you don't usually see the Skyhog here, as it were, but hey, whatever works. Holding on to the whole hog.
Would pigs fly?
Pigs are clearly flying. I mean, he did get up here after all. He's gonna come down
back
to Earth.
out now that they know where he is, and he wants to not die out of nowhere. Here comes a grab. Manasno gets hooked in. Where is the cleanup? It's Jesus trying to get in there. Late Earthshadow's gonna come down, but so far it is all Kingdom. A beautiful dart on Moffat is gonna take him out of the equation, and these tanks continue to just wreak havoc on this Splyce team.
Quite a good showing coming out here from Kingdom. They're at 63%, and now, Hex, they're really just one major fight away, perhaps, from taking this match and taking their group. No team is getting eliminated here today, but you got to think Kingdom would like going in with that #1 seed.
They're going to try to get Shrugger boosted in, but Juvenile knows this. He's looking for him. How he raced through it. He was expecting it. The double counterplay.
Shrugger coming in right after. Gonna be 2 extra kills on the way, and Splyce not going quietly into that good night. A beautiful engage, setting that up. Pretty back and forth by both teams.
It was an I know what you're gonna do and I know what you know that I'm gonna do, and it was Juvenile waiting for it. He was ready, he had it, and he Earthshadowed would have nailed Shrugger had he not been into Wraith form. A really intelligent play out of Shrugger. Now Wolf trying to return to form. Wolf kind of had some credit on his Widow way back in the day, and now he's up top looking for picks. An interesting time to bust out the Widow, but here it is.
Manasno making everyone hug the pillar there, getting 4 people in that Graviton. Juvenile was there at the fall through, and remember, if Kingdom wins this, they're very likely to win the map outright. This is Splyce's final go, and Wolf on the Widow takes down 2. Surprise Widowmaker from Wolf, being a big part of them taking this 94%. Kingdom Esports on the verge of taking this. Will there be overtime? There will not be overtime, but there will be a headshot for good measure. Kingdom 3-0 in their group on the day, securing the #1 seed.
The tank play looks good, and this guy right here should be opening a lot of eyes. It is hard to run anything past him.
Juvenile definitely having himself some moments. I think Juvenile's a case where the potential on him very high.
Yeah.
Needs to round out his game a little bit where he got caught just dashing out a little bit too much, but hey man, pretty good stuff all in all. And Slasher, Slasher is not there.
I think Ilios broke him.
I think Ilios, like, he's actually just gone. Like, just for, I will show this here, then I'll fix things so it's normal, or maybe I don't have to fix it. I don't know. I feel bad if he like just suddenly walks in, but so I say Slasher is gone.
That is a houseplant in his place.
That is absolutely a houseplant. So I don't know. Ilios clearly breaking Slasher. I don't even know. But overall, and now Hex has gone full Sombra. Guys, help! I'm all alone in the world. Wait, Hex, now you're muted. Please. Don't leave me.
I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it.
Okay, good. So, all in all, big shout outs here to Kingdom. Can't really say much more than that. It was a great showing, and they continue to impress in monthly after monthly, and definitely excited to see what they do in day 2. Day 2 will be starting tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, same time, same channel, and we'll get to see the elimination stage and play. But Hex, anything you want to say here before we wrap up for the night?
Great group stages. Alienware Monthly Melee continues to be one of the best parts of the month every single month, and we kept this first day a little bit under 8 hours, just barely. Slasher's not here, but it was great having him around. Always great to cast, and as you mentioned it, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow, and we will crown a champion and give them a bunch of cash.
Alrighty, well,